There is a creature. Pale. Thin. Deadly. That's SCP-096. The Foundation calls it the Shy Guy. But there's nothing shy about murder. Nothing bashful about unstoppable rage. Nothing quiet about screams that shatter windows. It sits in a corner. Always sitting. Always crying. Soft sobs. Gentle weeping. Like a broken child. Harmless. Pitiful. Wrong. The cell is simple. Concrete walls. No windows. No mirrors. No cameras pointing at its face. Because cameras are dangerous. Photos are weapons. Images are death sentences. SCP-096 looks human. Almost human. Tall. Too tall. 7 feet of pale flesh. Arms too long. Fingers too sharp. No hair. No color. No mercy. Its face. Nobody describes the face. Not anymore. The survivors can't. The dead won't. The lucky ones never saw it. The unlucky ones? They're not unlucky anymore. They're not anything anymore. The rule is simple. Don't look. Don't peek. Don't glance. Don't stare. Don't even think about looking. Because once you see its face, once you glimpse those features, once your brain processes what it is, you die. Not immediately. That would be mercy. First comes the screaming. SCP-096 screams. Loud. Louder than sirens. Louder than jet engines. Louder than human ears can handle. Windows crack. Doors buckle. Hearts stop from the sound alone. Then it stands. Slowly. Deliberately. Like death rising from a grave. The crying stops. The weeping ends. Now there is only rage. Pure. Focused. Inevitable. It knows where you are. Doesn't matter how far. Doesn't matter how hidden. Doesn't matter how protected. You looked. You saw. You're marked. Distance is meaningless. Barriers are suggestions. Walls are paper. SCP-096 moves fast. Faster than cars. Faster than helicopters. Faster than bullets. It runs. Leaps. Climbs. Tears through everything. Steel doors. Concrete walls. Tank armor. Human bodies. The Foundation learned this the hard way. Site-19 breach. 4 dead researchers. 12 dead security guards. 1 blurry photograph. Taken by accident. Developed by mistake. Looked at for 3 seconds. 3 seconds of curiosity. 3 seconds of horror. 3 seconds that killed 20 people. The photographer never knew. Never understood. Never saw it coming. He was in his darkroom. Developing film. Mountain landscapes. Beautiful scenery. Peaceful moments. In the background. Barely visible. 4 pixels. 4 tiny pixels of pale flesh. 4 dots of death. The screaming started 10 minutes later. From across the city. From the Foundation site. From the thing that saw. That knew. That was coming. Security protocols mean nothing. Lockdown procedures are ignored. Blast doors are torn apart. Armed response is slaughter. Bullets bounce. Explosives slow it down. For seconds. Maybe minutes. Never enough. It finds its target. Always finds its target. Through crowds. Through chaos. Through desperate attempts at hiding. The photographer. Innocent. Confused. Terrified. Holding his camera. Wondering why the sirens are screaming. Why people are running. Why death is coming for him. The killing is quick. Merciful almost. 1 swipe. Claws through flesh. Through bone. Through life itself. Then silence. SCP-096 stops screaming. Stops running. Stops killing. It sits down. Right there. Where the body fell. And begins to cry again. Soft sobs. Gentle weeping. Like nothing happened. Like 20 people aren't dead. Like the world didn't just end for someone. Containment teams arrive. Careful teams. Trained teams. Teams that don't look. Eyes closed. Heads down. Moving by sound. By touch. By faith. They lead it back. Gently. Quietly. Like walking a dangerous dog. Back to the cell. Back to the corner. Back to crying. The cycle resets. The timer restarts. Until someone else looks. Someone else sees. Someone else dies. The photographs are destroyed. Every copy. Every negative. Every digital file. But it's never enough. Images spread. Files back up. People share. And SCP-096 waits. Patient. Ready. Listening for the next scream. Artists tried to sketch it. From descriptions. From imagination. From nightmares. 3 died. Their drawings too accurate. Too real. Too close to the truth. Art became execution. Creativity became death sentence. The Foundation tried everything. Blind researchers. Remote cameras. Artificial intelligence. Robot observation. Nothing works. Something always sees. Someone always looks. Death always follows. Psychological evaluation. Impossible. How do you analyze what you cannot observe? How do you understand what kills you for trying? The mind behind those eyes remains mystery, remains terror, remains unknowable. They say it feels shame. That's why it cries. That's why it hides its face. That's why it kills those who see. Shame so deep it becomes homicide. Embarrassment so complete it destroys witnesses. The ultimate introvert, armed with claws. But shame doesn't move that fast. Shame doesn't tear through steel. Shame doesn't track victims across continents. This isn't embarrassment. This is something else. Something older. Something hungry. Something that feeds on the moment between seeing and dying. The theory files are classified. The research is sealed. The truth is buried. Because maybe understanding SCP-096 would be worse than fearing it. Maybe knowing why would be more dangerous than knowing how. 4 pixels destroyed 20 lives. A blurry photo ended careers. An accidental glimpse created orphans. What happens when someone sees it clearly, completely, face to face, eye to empty eye? Does the screaming get louder? Does the killing get faster? Does the shame become rage? Does the shy guy become something worse, something uncontainable, something unstoppable, something that doesn't stop at one victim? The cell stays locked. The cameras point away. The staff avert their eyes. But sometimes, late at night, personnel report sounds, soft sounds, sad sounds, like someone crying, someone lonely, someone afraid of being seen, someone afraid of what happens when they're seen. SCP-096 sits in darkness, in solitude, in shame, waiting for the next photograph, the next glance, the next mistake, the next victim who thought curiosity was worth the risk. And somewhere, someone is developing film. Someone is browsing files. Someone is about to see 4 pixels of pale flesh and wonder what they're looking at. The shy guy isn't shy anymore. He's listening. He's ready. He's coming. Are you looking? If you want more terrifying SCPs explained, make sure to subscribe. Hit that notification bell, because the Foundation hides thousands of secrets. And next time, we'll explore creatures that don't want to be seen, but can't help being found. But remember, some faces should stay hidden, some images should stay deleted, some pixels should stay ignored, and some creatures should never ever be observed. Close your eyes. Count to 10. Check your photos. Delete what you don't recognize, and pray that pale shape in the background isn't what you think it is. Sweet dreams. Don't look.